everyone, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new, make sure to subscribe for more content like this. And today I'm going to be doing a frequently asked questions video about K-pop auditions. These are questions I get about 20 times on my channel, just comments, and basically I have combined them all into one because it's like my channel has been blowing up lately, so it's really hard to answer every single one of them when they're all kind of asking similar things, so I decided to put all of the questions and answers into this video. If you're redirected here and you're like, what? I don't want to watch a full video on this, I was just wondering about one thing. Well, it's totally worth watching because these are things that everyone wonders about and everyone wants to know about. So yeah, definitely worth your time. And I just wanted to clarify this. There are some questions that I can't answer with just text. I have to see your singing or your dancing in order for me to answer these kind of questions. So a lot of people ask me, hi, I'm good at dancing but not so good at singing and rapping. I guess I have visuals but I don't really look Korean. Can I pass? Or some people are like, I am Indian, not Korean, and I don't look Korean at all, but I'm really good at dancing. Can I pass? Well, I can't tell you if you can pass or not. First of all, I'm not a judge myself in a company, so I have no decision-making part in that. Secondly, I've never seen your talent, I've never seen your visuals, so I can't know that. But there is a way that I can help you with these things and help you pass. That is Patreon. On Patreon, I give evaluation to you guys, and I give advice to your specific singing, dancing, or rapping, and see what you can improve on. There have been so many people joining for this month. Thank you everyone. Thank you Patreon members, especially advanced Patreon members. And there are a lot of benefits that go along with this, not just evaluations. You can check out the link down below and you can join that. So if you're one of those people saying, I'm from blah blah blah, but I can't blah blah blah, but I can blah blah blah, do I have a chance? I can't really answer that until I see your talent. Please do consider joining Patreon. I've heard so many people say, oh, I can't afford that, I'm too broke. Well, that's what beginner tier is for those who can't really afford the advanced tier. But if you are actually serious about this, I would consider going into the advanced tier just because it has a lot more benefits. And the next question is, can I pass if I'm only good at one thing? So this would be, I'm good at singing but not so good at dancing and rapping. I'm good at dancing but not so good at singing and rapping. Yes, you can pass for the first audition. So the first online audition, global audition, whatever you have. The first round is honestly just to see if you actually have some kind of talent, have some kind of visuals, and then they'll let you go into the second round. To be very honest with you, the first round isn't very hard. Most people do pass as long as you look Korean and fit the Korean beauty standards. Most people do, but the next rounds are more about if you're actually serious about becoming an idol. Of course, if you're just good at singing, they'll definitely train you in dancing and rapping, so you don't really have to worry about that. Just know that when you're doing your first audition, all you need to do is one category. So many people ask, so can I just choose, can I just sing and dance at the same time? Yes, you can, but they're not looking for that. And you also need to read the company rules yourself because they're all so different, so I can't really tell you what to do because it depends on what you're going to do, what the company asks you to do. And for the second round, for the third round, you have to do what they ask you to. This is really different for every company, so that's what you have to worry about later on when you do pass the first audition. And then the next thing people ask are, what are the Korean beauty standards? So the basics of Korean beauty standards, you can research this a bit more. Some of the things that they're looking for is a slim figure, preferably under 45 kilograms. By the way, this is generally for girls, just because I know girls better and I know that a lot of girls watch my videos more. So if you're a male, I can definitely make another video about that. Just comment, I'll try to answer. And yeah, so you want to be about 45 kilograms, maybe a bit less, and your ideal height would be about 165 centimeters. And you also need pretty big eyes, and double eyelids are kind of what they look for. But these days there are so many idols who don't have double eyelids, so that's fine too. And then you also want to have like slim nostrils, not too big, a small face, and then a v-neck shape, so it kind of goes like that, you know. And you also want pale skin and aegyo. So what aegyo is under your eyes you have these kind of thing. I kind of have aegyo, but I also have dark circles. You don't want to confuse them with dark circles. These are dark circles, while these, the lighter, less fat ones, are aegyo, if that makes sense. I'll pop up this picture of Irene on here. It basically explains all of the Korean beauty standards into one picture because she is kind of like the ideal visual, I guess. And then a lot of people ask, do I fit the Korean beauty standards if I'm Indian? Do I fit the Korean beauty standards if I'm Russian? Again, I can't tell you that until I actually see your face. That also comes with Patreon, by the way. I basically answer all of your questions there. And then the next thing is, I can't afford to go to Korea. What do I do? Well, what are you going to do? There's nothing I can do about that. But after you pass the first round, you have to pay for your flight ticket. Think about it. Companies aren't going to pay every single person that they accept into their company. They only pay for everything until you join the company. I will be talking about that a bit later on in this video, just because it's not really related to the question, but don't worry. I'll be talking about debt. I'll be talking about how you can afford things while you're a trainee and things like that. And then the next thing is, am I too old to audition? I'm like 15. Am I too old to audition? I'm 18. What is the ideal age range? So that would be 12 to 22 is good for auditioning. After that or below that, it's a little risky and there are probably low chances of them accepting you. Some companies say you can audition for any age, any race, things like that. But realistically, that's what they're looking for, 12 to 22. And also, some companies actually say specifically only after people who are born 2000s, but that's only a few companies. Again, you really want to check the company rules yourself. But of course, if you're 18 and you're still not prepared to audition, you are not sure if you want to be an idol, maybe your talents are not very developed yet, and you want to practice a bit more, then you can surely wait a few years and practice at that time. Others ask, where can I send a video to you? I really want to see what you think about my singing, my dancing, my rapping. And that is where Patreon comes in again. I give evaluation there. It's really hard because I can't give evaluation to every single person. Also, it's not really fair for those who paid and then for those who didn't, but they still get the same amount of help. Do you understand, guys? Yeah. Kind of like the same thing, but some people ask, I don't know how to fill in the K-pop audition form, the online audition form. Could you please help me translate and stuff like that? That's something I can't really help you do in comments, in YouTube comments. So again, I also give help on Patreon. I know I'm only saying that because I can't really help you on comments. Okay, now we're getting into more money related. The question is, does your company actually pay for food? Do they actually pay for your dorms and things like that? Yes, they do pay if you're a trainee. So how this works is they pay for everything when you're a trainee, and then say idealistically you debut and you become a very, very popular group, then you're going to pay them back. But it's not that simple. You're not just paying back your trainee debt, you're also paying back your idol debt. Your idol debt is what you've actually used up during your idol days. So you still have to eat when you're an idol, you still have to do performances and things like that. And performances are all money. The stage outfits, you basically pay. The hair, you pay. Makeup, you pay. Everything is all going to go into your debt. This is why idols and trainees have a really, really hard time paying back their debt because, you know, it's really hard because it keeps on going up. And even say you're super popular, you're still going to take a few years to pay back that debt. And say you're not so popular, you still debut, but you're really not popular, you're not earning enough money to have like a stable income. And basically that just means you're in debt to the company. There's really nothing much, you just have to pay them back. Obviously, if not, that's illegal. And then let's say worst case scenario, you were kicked out of the company and your contract didn't actually end. Well, that really depends on the contract. For every company, for every idol, the contract is different. So if you sign a contract saying that if you leave on your own, then you have to pay the company back. But if they kick you out, you don't have to pay the company back. That's generally how it goes. So if you leave on your own and your contract hasn't ended, say, I'm so sick of this, I am so sick of practicing every day, I just want to go back home and study, then you have to pay back everything that you have spent. So everything that you've eaten, you have to pay. So at the end of the day, you're paying for everything. They're not really paying for you. So some people ask, what happens if you don't actually debut in the company that you were hoping to debut from? Then they probably recommend other companies for you, maybe sub-labels that you might be interested in. But say you just don't want to do this anymore and you just want to go home, then obviously you have to pay them back and go home. Another question is, can you recommend me a song or a dance that I can do? Again, I can't recommend a dance or a song when I've never heard your voice, when I've never seen you dancing. So that's all a part of Patreon. Like I said, I really can't recommend the song. There's no good song. There's no perfect song you can audition with. That really depends on your style. That depends on everyone. So even if it's like a really good song for someone and it suits them so well, for someone else it could be a terrible song. Maybe they can't hit high notes, but this person A is really good at high notes and they have a very high range of songs that they can do, but they aren't really good at the sadder songs and they can't really express sad emotions very well. Then they could do a very happy but high song. Maybe High High by Luna, you know, because it has a high note. But maybe person B is really bad at hitting those high notes and they have a very low range, but they really suit sad songs. Do you see how it varies for everyone? I'm just giving 2 examples of people, but already it's different. This person asks, for the online auditions, where do you actually put in your pictures and what kind of pictures do we have to add in? So there are 3 pictures. So the first one would be a normal, just like this, just like a headshot, maybe a bit closer, and no smiling whatsoever. Don't be like that, just go like that, you know. Maybe you could have a little grin, but not so much as teeth showing. So you're just going to have this, and then the second picture is going to be the same thing except you're showing your side. So you just look like that. Is that looking well? Things like that. And also you can't have any accessories on, no glasses on, things like that. It's not really what they're looking for, so make sure you take off all your accessory, all your earrings, and also no makeup. If you are going to do makeup, try to seem like you're not doing any makeup because, again, that's not what they're looking for. They're looking for your bare face. Then the next one, the third one, would be your full body shot. I don't want to get up right now, but it's just going to be your entire full body shot from your head to toe. And try to do this in bright lighting. I don't know if it's just from my experience of taking a lot of YouTube videos, but good lighting has just better photos in general. So make sure you do this in daylight. Maybe someone could help you out, or you can do it by yourself, doesn't really matter, but those are the 3 pictures that you need. And the next question is, are there actually any global auditions or public auditions going on because of the coronavirus? Or there's also questions like this: can I still go to Korea and get accepted because of the coronavirus? This really depends on the company too, but some global auditions are actually closed at the moment, as well as public auditions, because there's going to be so many people there. So those are closed, so it's a really good idea to do online auditioning now. Then later on, maybe when it gets better, you can go to Korea. But right now, you can go to Korea. That's like still an option. Airports are still open in Korea. We're not in lockdown. We've never been in lockdown. Why am I saying we? I'm not even in Korea, but yeah, you can still go to Korea even in the pandemic. And some people ask, is it better to do online audition or is public audition, face-to-face audition better? The answer is definitely public audition. It's so much better, but online is a better way to do that because, you know, some people where they live, there are no public auditions, so they have no choice but to do on the online auditions until they, I don't know, go on vacation and try to audition in LA or things like that. But I feel like online audition is better in that case. But if you have the opportunity to go to public auditions right now, which is probably unlikely because of the coronavirus, but then you can go. You should probably go to public auditions. It's just going to leave a better impression because public auditions seems like you're a lot more serious about auditioning compared to online auditions. And then the next person asks, so for singing, would you actually have to add both audio and video, or which one should I choose? I would recommend singing just like that, just singing like this, because it shows your face and your expressions better, so that way you can express your emotions better. So don't have like this black screen and then you're just singing like that. I'd recommend just showing your face instead of an audio. A video is preferred. Can you recommend me a company to audition for? Same thing, I can't tell you which company you can audition for unless I see your talent and your visuals. You guys know the answer to this. And the next person asks, can I audition if I don't have really pale skin, like I have dark skin? And the answer is yes, you can, but they might ask you to bleach it. It really depends on the company. They aren't going to force you, never. Like they never force you to do plastic surgery, anything like that, but you do have the option of bleaching it if it is really dark. But usually if it's not too dark, it's fine. Next person, oh my god, so many people ask me this, is my parents won't let me become an idol. They won't let me audition. What should I do? there's nothing I can do. Like, what do you want me to do? Call them and say, hey, blah 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 wants to audition, you should let them audition? Like, I'm not going to say that. There's nothing I can do about it, but I would just try and listen to why they're saying it, because I'm sure they have a reason. Maybe they think you're too young to audition, maybe they think it's not a very stable job, which it isn't. That's the truth, and you have to admit that. And they're probably just worried for your career as well. So don't be like, oh, I'm gonna be depressed now because my parents won't let me audition, my life is ruined. No, that's not the case. You can also still audition when you're 18 and you don't really need their permission anymore. That's also an option if none of these things work. But I would just try listening to why they want to audition and try to convince them too, and tell them why it's your dream, why you want to audition, because maybe they'll hear you out. So this person asks, I got an email saying your email audition has been completed. And then they ask, what does this mean? Well, this means that your email audition has been completed. It's not like you got accepted. It's an automated email that everybody gets, especially for JYP audition forms. Everyone gets it just to confirm that you auditioned and it's complete. They will be seeing it in like from 2 weeks to a month. You might get a response if you did pass. If you didn't get a response in like a month or so, you can try auditioning again because you definitely did not pass. But if you do pass, they will send you on an audition, say, here are the next steps. You can go to Korea and do a public audition. You can go to LA. Those are the options that you have. Again, I'm not really sure because this depends on every company. And then this person asks, what are the second round of K-pop auditions? I have an entire video about this. I'll put it down below. Watch that one. It really describes everything that you need to know about the process of online auditioning, the process of auditioning as well. And then this person asks, do company actually check email online auditions? The answer is yes, they do. Some idols have been recruited just by email and online auditions, but what you really need to know is that you have a less chance of getting accepted by email and online audition compared to public auditions, because they get thousands of emails every day. There's no confirmation that they actually saw it, but for public auditions, I mean, you saw it in front of you, you're auditioning to them, so they definitely know that you exist, is what I'm saying. And the next question is, should I choose a pop song or a K-pop song? So I have talked about this so much in my series. A lot of you guys haven't even checked out my series, which is crazy. I recommend you do watch them all because they all connect to each other, and it's basically just me giving advice to other people who want to be idols, and I just see their dancing or their singing or their rapping video, and then I give advice to them. And in between these little clips, I also give you guys like generally advice that you should keep in mind when you're auditioning. And some people ask, for dance, is freestyle actually necessary? Like, do I really need to freestyle? And the answer is no. I actually don't recommend doing freestyle unless they ask for it, because it makes you look very, very unprofessional. Especially if you're not a professional, I don't recommend that you do it. Just do a choreo that's not a K-pop choreo, because usually K-pop choreos are very overused. So I recommend trying pop song choreos, I guess, things like that. And then one person asks, what about the dorms? What is that all about? And basically, dorms are where you live in, probably like an apartment where you live with other trainees, and there are going to be so many other trainees that live with you. And they do pay for it, but again, you have to pay them back. And it's going to be very close to your company. And then some people ask, can I actually live in my parents' house if I also have a house in Korea? If it's like close to the company, yes, but if it's like 2 hours away from the company, they're gonna say no, because they could literally just call you anytime saying, hey, we want you to practice right now, come to the company right now. Then it's going to be difficult to do that. So I would definitely recommend just staying at the dorms, I guess, or just doing whatever they tell you to do. And then some people ask, what about school? How does school work? Do I have to pay the tuition fee? So the tuition fee is same for everything. They pay, but you pay them back. And I actually do have a video about schedule for trainees where I kind of explain how school goes for trainees as well. So I would definitely recommend watching that, because I explain how international trainees go to school and how just Korean trainees go to school as well. So that's a very informational video that a lot of people don't actually watch. So yeah. And some people just ask, can I have audition tips? This is so ridiculous to me, because you're not being specific at all. Like, what do you want from me? And yeah, so audition tips. Well, I have a playlist all about audition tips, so you can check that out. I have a playlist full of them, and there's probably about, I don't know, 10 to 20 videos, so I do recommend watching all of them because they are going to help you instead of just DMing me. Most people do that. Oh my god, I wanted to talk about this one case. Not one, there's like a lot of these people. Since my channel has been blowing up, there are these random strangers coming onto my Instagram, like finding my channel and then going onto my Instagram, and they just DM me saying, "Hi, I wanted audition tips." Just that. And so I was like, okay, well, you're not really being specific enough. I'm not sure what I can give you help on. So I was like, you can join my Patreon because I do answer all of your questions there. And then they just leave me on red. They're not even following me either, by the way. And then the same thing happens to this other girl. This person says, "Hi, I am," insert name, "and I really wanted to ask you a lot of questions about K-pop audition. Can I?" And I basically say the same thing and they leave me on red again. Also, they are following me. Oh, this one's really funny. This one's a bit different. So they said, "Hi, I want you to say your opinion on my voice." And so I said, okay, if you want evaluations, you can join Patreon. I have a video about it, so you can watch that beforehand. And they're like, I just want your opinion on my voice. I subscribe to your channel. I can't join your club, sorry. Can I send my voice? And then I said, yeah, I do that on Patreon, like I said in the message above. And then they send the video. They just do it. It's like they're just ignoring my texts. And then they just send a video and they said, "This is my high voice. I have different types of voice. Is that bad?" No, and then they said, "Is it that bad?" Because I just ignored them. Because they were ignoring me too, okay? I usually just respond to everybody, but it's just kind of becoming stress. Because everyone just tries to fight me and they're like, "No, I want you to watch my video. Tell me what you think about it." And I'm like, dude, I already sent you a solution and they're just ignoring me about it. So yeah, those are some funny situations that I came across. Again, if you guys are going to send me these questions, please at least just watch my videos because a lot of these questions are mentioned in my videos. And also, half of these things I can't help you with when you're just DMing me. You have to join Patreon in order for me to give you evaluations and things like that. So please do that because I'm so sick of seeing the same DMs over and over again. Hopefully this helped everybody, and if you guys have any other questions, I would leave them down below because I'm thinking of making a part 2. I feel like there are a few things that I missed out, but generally they can all be found in my videos or by joining Patreon. Those are the 2 options that you have. Thank you so much for watching. The link for Patreon is down below and all of my K-pop audition videos, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!